Hello everyone, welcome back to Rima Music. This is a piano series for beginners, absolute beginners. If you're an advanced player or an intermediate player and you know someone who is now trying to learn the piano on their own, just refer them to this video and it will be very helpful. This is a third lesson in the series. In the first video, we learn how to name the white keys. In the second video, we learned how to play a major scale in C. Now, in the third video, we are going to jump ahead and play what we call triads. All right. Ordinarily, I would teach intervals before teaching triads, but this is an expedited series. All right. So I'm going to teach triads straight away. So in lesson 2, we learn how to play the major scale. We are going to use the major scale to build our triads. So let's just revise that quickly. We play the major scale in C. So we identify C as a white key before any two black keys. That's a C. That's a C. So identify the any two black keys. Okay. Now the white key before. That's C. That's C. That's C. That's C. Okay. So C. And we played that major scale. So now we are going to take each of the notes we played and then we are going to build what we call a triad on each one of them. So the simplest way for me to say or to teach you to build a triad is say when you start on any given key, you build 2/3 on one another. And this is why I usually teach intervals before teaching triads. But nevertheless, I'm going to teach you what a third is. When you pick any key, all right, and you want to build a third, you presume that key is your one. Okay, you go diatonically. Okay, you go 2 and 3. That's a third, right? Now we are building 2/3 on one another. So this third now becomes our one. So that's 1, 2, 3. So this is 2/3 stacked on one another. So 1, the third, and then the third of the third. Okay, so that is a triad, a group of 3 notes played together, right? That's a triad. Now, another way of looking at a triad without thinking about thirds, okay, is to say that whichever note you pick, skip one, and then skip one again, all right? The skip one pattern will change when you get to the intermediate series, but for now, keep that, okay? So, skip one, and then that's your nice triad right there. Okay, now we are going to duplicate this process for all the other keys diatonically. Okay, the major scale, the keys of the major scale, you do it for each one. So on C we did it, skip one. Now on D, skip 1, we skip E and we play F, we skip G and we play A. So there's a triad on D, right? So from D, where do we go? We go to E. Now the triad on E, start on E, skip 1. Nice. Let's do the same thing on F. Skip 1. So that's the triad on F. Do the same for G. Skip 1. Nice. Do the same for A. Do the same for B. And then you're back to C. Okay? If you keep going, you're not playing any new triads. You are just playing the same triads you have played before, but this time they are sounding higher. Okay, this C triad is the same as the triad we played down here, only sounding an octave higher, right? Good. So let's try that again. So C, skip 1, right? Do the same for D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you come back to C. All right. Now, which fingers are most appropriate for you to use? That depends on the song you are playing. When we start playing songs, you realize that you can use a variation of finger combinations to play the triads. But for now, I'm going to recommend that you use finger 1, finger 2, and finger 4. Okay. Some teachers will tell you to use finger 1, 3, and 5. Okay. That is not wrong. But I want you to use 1, 2, and 4 for reasons that will become obvious later. Right? So, and then on E, on F, is nice. So that's for the right hand. You can do the same thing for the left hand. So for the left hand, I will then ask you to use fingers 1, 3, and 5. Alright, so we start on C, finger 5 on C. The same rule, skip 1, skip 1. So that'll be E and G together. So that's a triad on C, triad on D, then E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C. Right? You can play both hands together. Let's try, see how that sounds like. And then wonderful. Okay. Now with this, the prospects are limitless. You don't know. If you are able to do just this, okay, you realize that in the subsequent lessons you'll be able to use this to play so many songs. Alright, so now there are two ways that I'm going to call out the names. I'm call out the names of the triads. I'll either use numbers to call them, or I'm going to use letters. So I can call the letter name to name the triad, or I can use the numbers. So for example, when I say chord 1, it means that I want you to play the first one. If I say play chord 6, it means that you are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then build a triad on that. Okay. If I say chord 2, it means you are going to count from the C. Remember, we are in C, so C is 1, 1, 2. You build a triad on D. Okay. I'm saying this because you are going to need it for the next lesson, right? Okay. If I say chord 4, it means that I want you to count from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then build a triad on that. Okay, that's simple. So chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, chord 6, chord 7, and back to chord 1. Right. Okay, that's very good. So a quick recap. Today you learned how to play triads, and we learned that a triad is a group of 3 notes played together. Okay, and they are played in a pattern. You superimpose 2/3 on one another. So if you pick any key, okay, you play a third by jumping one key, and then play another third by jumping another key. Okay, you do that and you copy it for all the keys of the scale, and you have your triads in the major key of C. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.